feel like it's been a little while since we've been in this subreddit here on the RR Show with me, Vince. Andy's got today's episode, and yeah, I think it's been a little while since we've been into r/TalesFromRetail. More on that in a second, but if you'd like to send us an email, send us a comment, redditreadings.podcast@gmail.com. That's redditreadings.podcast@gmail.com. Get in touch and let us know what is on your mind. So yes, Andy's got today's episode from r/TalesFromRetail. User Dark-Sided Cookies. I didn't say you were lying, sir. I said you were mistaken.
This happened a few days ago. I wanted to post it the day of, but I wasn't feeling well. Anyway, quick preface. The box store I work has a new process of applying veteran discounts. For those of you who haven't heard, all veterans with smartphones who want their discounts must register their status either on the company website or app. It requires their names, branch they served, if they're active or retired, discharge date, and birth date. When it's done, they get a QR code that gets scanned to apply the discount. The code can't be screenshot as it refreshes randomly every hour, so it can't be shared. Some of us take the time to help the less tech-savvy folk get situated. Trust me, we don't like it either, but we need our jobs more than we need to appease everyone. Thankfully, I've had many appreciative people express their thanks to me for being patient enough to guide them through and make it simple. I get the occasional anal orifice here and there, but I tell them the polite version of, if you don't like it, either pay full price or buy somewhere else. There is no third option. We used to just visually check the IDs for validity, but let's just say too many bad people ruined it for everyone. Namely, certain folk using their veteran discount for their own companies or companies they worked for, which is not allowed, as the discount is only for the veterans' personal purchases. Some even got hostile when they were told they can't combine their veterans' discount with the reward account discount as they're not combinable. It's against policy. In the 2 years I've been at this job, I've seen 2 men get arrested because they got violent with my staff. One almost punched a manager until our secret security guy, who was trying to get him to leave, grabbed him from behind. I never thought hearing a grown man scream from his arm getting twisted could be so glorious. Moving on, our competitor Other Box Store gives veteran discounts when the customers show their IDs and give their phone numbers. That's going to change soon, as the company will also be going by the new method to keep everyone honest. We get plenty of people who scoff at our veteran discount policy and threaten us by saying they're going to the Other Box Store instead. My co-worker and I low-key laugh because that's like telling us there's free food in the break room. One less rude person to deal with, we say. All caught up? Cool. So I was watching self-checkout and went to help an elderly woman buying spray paint, an age-restricted item. She was very nice and chatted a bit while I scanned her items for her. I didn't have to, but just wanted to be polite. Then a heavy-set guy waves me over for help. I excused myself and bid her a great day. I asked the guy how I can help him, and he says he wanted to apply his veteran's discount but was having trouble. So I ask what I asked everyone. Have you registered your veteran status on our site? What? I have my ID right here. He shows it to me. My phone number is blah 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 blah. I explain how the policy changed and what he had to do, but he interrupted me. No. I don't have to do that. Just type in my number like last time. We don't go by phone numbers, sir. Other Box Store does. I can help you at the register. I didn't have to do that last time. Just do your thing, put my phone number in and give me my discount. I do it all the time when I come here, so why don't you do it? I swapped my friendly tone for the lukewarm neutral. You're mistaken, sir. We've never gone by phone number. We used to check IDs, but then... What the fuck? You calling me a liar? What the fuck is your problem? I didn't say you were lying, sir. I said you were mistaken. As I said, the Other Box Store goes by number. We go by the QR code you get when you register your veteran status online. At this point, Big Guy is raising a stink, using every curse word imaginable, insulting me, whatever. I already shut off my humanity at this point and just stood there watching this angry ape of a man turn an interested beet red color. When he was done banging his vocal cords, I said in a slightly kinder voice, "I'll get a manager for you." "You suck at your job, I bet you don't even know who your manager is." Side note, I've worked a good while at this company and I love to make goodies for my co-workers once in a while to show my appreciation for them. Because of those two things, not only do I know my manager, everyone who works in the store knows me. Hard to forget that one nice co-worker who brings everyone homemade treats just because. It took no time for a manager to show up since one of the cashiers already called. Manager shows up and asks what's up. Big guy goes ape mode again, calling me all sorts of rather discoloured things, including a liar when I tried to explain the veteran discount thing. Manager tells him what I said was correct and that we have never given veterans discount through phone numbers and that the other store did. Big guy wasn't having it and dug his heels in so deep I'm surprised he didn't fall over. 3 male customers at the other checkout defend me, saying I wasn't rude at all, and the shorter one said he was amazed I stood there and, in his words, took it like a boss while this hulk of a witch roared at me. Not gonna lie, that one made me laugh. Big guy kept saying I called him a liar. Again, shorter male customer told him, "Hombre, she said you were mistaken. That doesn't mean you're lying. You're the one lying, making up all that bullshit just now. We all heard you." The elderly woman I helped blew my mind when she said, "You're a fucking arsehole for bullying retail workers. They have it hard enough. This girl was nothing less than nice to you and you shit all over her kindness. Shame on you." Hearing an old woman cuss will never not be hilarious. Kinda warmed my heart to see strangers sticking up for me. The manager told the customer he didn't appreciate Big Guy harassing his employee and told him to leave. The cherry on top of this whole thing? Big Guy said he could prove I was lying about the phone number bit. This guy actually pulled out a receipt dated the day before from the last time he shopped here, and lo and behold, the receipt was from the other store. Big Guy went silent. The manager turned to see the receipt and then to the guy. All the manager said was, "So, are you leaving voluntarily? Or shall I have the police give you a ride somewhere?" With that, Big Guy hurried out empty-handed without a word or a glance at anyone. The manager asked if I was okay. I was just annoyed. He said he appreciated me keeping my cool with him and gave me a fist bump. He also said thanks for the cupcakes I made on Mother's Day since he gave one to his pregnant wife and she loved it. I thanked the 3 customers who came to my defense. The shorter one gave me a fist bump and said he knew what it was like to be bullied on the job and how he had a younger daughter who dealt with it at her job. Goes to show you, not all heroes wear capes. Some wear paint-stained clothes, safety vests, or thick boots. Some even wear orthopedic loafers and pearl earrings. Our next story is from Brigit's Fies. Sir, that's sales tax. So I work at a certain game store that recently had a stock thing happen. My position is somewhat equivalent to what a shift lead would be at other stores, but we call it something stupid instead. In essence, I'm the lowest form of management that you can get in store. I can open and close the store by myself, I can make some calls without needing permission, but my power only extends to a certain point. Another thing of note is that I just moved to my state less than a month ago, but I've been working with this company long enough to have a decent idea of what I'm doing. With a little bit of variance because I'm in a whole new store, district, region. Unfortunately, at my new store, there's pretty much only 3 of us. There's a manager who's only running the store temporarily. She basically does what I do, but can order supplies and make schedules. And one other person of my own status. A week or 2 ago, I'm in the store with my co-worker, Benny. I work at a slow store, so we were goofing around as we were processing our shipment behind the counter, and the phone rings. After a quick argument of who answers, I take the phone. "Thank you for calling Game Store at this area of town where you can still pre-order this unreleased game. This is Brigit Fies. Hi, I bought an Xbox Series X bundle at your store not too long ago. Why does it say customer declined warranty coverage when I asked for the warranty? Oh no, we must have rung that up wrong. If you come into the store I can... Well, I drove an hour and a half to get this and I won't do that again, but I paid for the warranty. Sir, if your receipt says customer declined warranty coverage, then you didn't pay for the warranty. But I did. The bundle price was $650 and I paid $689.70. Hold on for just a second. I haven't been at this location for long. Let me ask one of my co-workers about this. So I turn and relay the problem to Benny, who frowns and goes to the register. I don't know what he's talking about. That's the price of the bundle after taxes. I nod a little because that sounds about right. He scans the bundle and the details come up. Sure enough, $689.70. Okay, sir, so it looks like you didn't get the warranty by what your receipt says. If you come in, I can go ahead and... But I paid for it. No, sir, the warranty would have been an additional $50 to the bundle price, but I can... The bundle price was $650. I paid $689.70. Right, but that was the sales tax. On a purchase that size, I would expect it to be almost $50 in sales tax. Then why didn't that cover the $50 warranty? I paid the extra money. Do you have a manager I can speak to? I am the manager on duty, but I'd like to try and get this resolved. What was the name on the receipt? Benny. And I remember him too. I spent a long time talking to him. Great, he's here today. Let me talk to him and see what I can come up with. So I don't mute this time and ask Benny about this guy, and I get, I don't know man, we had like 10 of those things last week. I don't remember everyone that came through for one. That was like 2 weeks ago. Which is fair enough. We see quite a few people and some will drive from quite far if we've got something they want. I nod a little and go back to the phone. Okay sir, we can get you set up with a warranty, but since you declined it at the time of purchase... No! I spent a long time talking to Benny and he convinced me of it, so I wanted it. Right, that's on us, so what I can do for you is this. If you come in with just the receipt, I can do a return and resell you the bundle with the warranty attachment for the $50 warranty. I'm confirming this with Benny too. He nods, says that sounds reasonable and that maybe he remembers the guy. Benny off to the side, I think I remember this guy, but that guy definitely told me no to the warranty. And you know what? Instead you're supposed to be the manager, and you've had someone else talking to you. I don't have time for this. Click. I look at the phone. He's hung up. Okay. He calls back a few minutes later and I don't answer the phone. I don't want to talk to this guy again. It rings again a few minutes after that and I hand it to Benny. I don't want to deal with this, I huff. Benny proceeds to have a similar conversation, with the added personal touch of the customer trying to make Benny feel guilty that he doesn't remember him. The I paid for the warranty and the then what's this extra money come up again. Apparently he just isn't having that about $48 is a 6% sales tax on a $650 purchase. He gets mad that Benny doesn't remember him and hangs up. So we go on with processing our shipment and the phone rings. I groan. But this time, instead of customer's name, it says Game Store 0000. Those 4 zeros should be a store number, but they're not. This is a call from somebody at corporate. I didn't know this at the time. Hi, Game Store, this is Game Store, what can I do for you? Hi, this is Jake from Game Store Customer Care. I had a call from a gentleman about an Xbox bundle. What can you tell me about that? So I go on to explain that from what I understood, this person cannot grasp the concept of sales tax, and thinks that because he paid an extra $48 in sales tax, that this entitles him to the $50 warranty because he paid for it. Which is still in fact not how that works. Sales tax is sales tax. The government always gets their cut. Jake asked me what I wanted to do to solve this. I told him if the customer can bring in his receipt, I will do a return on the bundle and resell it all exactly as is, but with the warranty attached. But he would have to pay the $50 difference to actually purchase the warranty. Jake agrees that this is, in fact, reasonable, and lets me know he will convey very clearly to the customer what I said. After this, of course, I have to play phone tag with my temporary manager and my district manager in case this guy kept trying to get over our heads with this. He never did come into our store for his warranty. This one's in from TilePlast26. Customer and random guy almost get into a fist fight. This happened a couple of days ago, and I figured I should share it. So for those who haven't seen my previous posts, I work as a boom truck delivery driver for a build supply company. For those not familiar with them, it's a large flatbed truck with a crane on it to unload materials. This customer had ordered a bunch of heavy decking material for a family member, so it was being delivered on my truck. When I arrived, the house was one of those units where 4 other houses were directly connected to each other, so the only way to the backyard was through the house. The customer thought I could get the material over the roof into the backyard, but my boom doesn't have that kind of reach. So the only way was to take each material one at a time and go through the house. The customer pointed out that just behind their backyard fence was a cul-de-sac, and behind the fence was a little picket ball court. He told me I could enter the cul-de-sac through the park on the court, then I could reach my boom into the backyard. I verified with him there would be no problems and that the court and everything wasn't private property. He assured me it would be fine, and anything that goes wrong, he would bear the responsibility. So, I enter the cul-de-sac, inspected the court to make sure it could handle the weight of my truck, then pulled forward to unload my order into their backyard. During that time, a few people in the cul-de-sac came out of their houses, watching the show as I boomed the order into the backyard. One guy came up to me talking about how amazing it was to be able to deliver something like that while not having to do it by hand. Everything goes without a hitch, and I fold my boom back up to its driving position, as the customer writes me a check. There was a little discrepancy with the total amount, so I phoned down to the store to find out the correct total. As I'm talking to the store worker, this guy drives up in his big pickup truck and yells at me, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" I respond that I was making a delivery to the house behind the fence. He's yelling, "You can't park your truck on that. That's a brand new car. You're gonna fucking wreck it. That's private property." I replied that I was following the instructions of the customer and they were the ones who told me to park here. He's still yelling, "Well, you're gonna pay for it if there's any damage." At this point, the customer is poking his head over the fence, telling the guy to calm down, that they would be the one to fix any damage. But the guy keeps yelling about how he doesn't care, that I shouldn't be there, etc. The next little bit was a blur because I was both on the phone and everything went from 0 to 100. I remember the customer yelling, "Talk to me like that, I'm gonna hop over this fence and kick your ass." The two just throwing obscenities at each other, threatening to kick each other's asses, with the customer's family yelling him to stop. And that random guy I mentioned from earlier who was talking to me about how amazing the truck was, he was standing in front of this irate guy, holding his arms out in front of this irate man, trying to stop him from turning it into a fight. Finally, the guy gets back into his truck and drives off. And the guy who's standing in the irate man's way came over, as him and the customer talked, trying to get the customer to calm down. He was saying, "Pay no attention to that idiot, he lives several houses down. He shouldn't have gotten involved. He's one of those people who are more brawn than brains." He then identified himself as the head of the cul-de-sac community and had no problem with what we were doing. The court was fine. It was an interesting show, etc. He pointed out to the customer, if anything else ever needed to be boomed in like that again, to come to him because he can give official permission. The customer thanked him, apologized for how things escalated, and for not knowing he was the one to go to for permission. Both him and the customer then apologized to me for what happened. I just laughed, saying, "Hey, keeps my day interesting." And we all wished each other a good day. So I'm leaving the cul-de-sac. I pass where the irate man lives, as he was standing on his porch. He gave me a very low-effort, almost defeated-like wave, so I smiled at him, gave him a very energetic wave as I drove by.
So thanks for being with us. The RR Show is a production of Evergreen Podcasts and Wessler Media. Now, if you'd be so kind, please follow or subscribe to our show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're feeling extra nice, you might as well leave a 5-star review. But for more, visit the website, rrshow.com. That is rrshow.com. I'm your host, Vince. Thank you to my producer, Kevin, and we'll see you next time here on The RR Show.